Hector Bravo, unhinged. Chaos is now in session.
Welcome back to our channel's Warriors. This is season 2 of Hector Bravo Unhinged. We took a little break. We're back at it for more. Our first guest of season 2 is none other than Brian James, a former lifer from the California Department of Corrections, but that doesn't define him. We're going to talk into this episode about how his life has been since he's been out of the prison system. What up, Brian?
What's up, Hector? First guest on the podcast, first guest back.
Season 2, dude.
Yeah.
Congrats, bro.
And I love the ride over here. Yeah, good.
How was it? How was the view?
Beautiful. I sat on the, I took the train. I was on the wrong side of the train, but I looked across and I saw the ocean. It was beautiful. Really grateful. Last week was 3 years free.
3 years. I was just about to ask you that.
Yeah.
How many? You still doing the day counter?
I mean, I have it in my right there. I just hit my Siri tells me in the morning.
So 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna dive into that.
Yeah.
Remind us again the year you got incarcerated. To basically the last time you were free, bro. Like to include jail, and how old you were at that time.
So the last time was October of 1993. I was 16 years old, and I was released on July 15th, 2022 at 45. And today I'm 48. Yeah, that was 3 years ago.
Bro.
Yeah.
Dude. There's so much to talk about, man. There's so much, dude. Real quick, how would you summarize the 3 years that you've been out, man? To include hardships, excitement, and stuff like that.
It's so much pressure, like so much stress, but also like it just depends on what I focus on. It really depends on what I focus on. I can look at the fact that I'm overwhelmed and all this life and responsibilities are coming at me, or just appreciate that they are, because I remember sitting in a cell for a lot of years, like wishing I had some kind of responsibility. I wish I had somewhere to go, like somebody needed me. So if I zero in on that, I feel like almost unstoppable of what I'm able to do. So it's all mindset, as you know.
Right.
You know.
So I'm kind of maybe getting the equivalence to like a soldier. They get so used to that lifestyle of being in combat that when they come back into society, they're kind of overwhelmed by all the daily stressors.
I come from a neighborhood that was in conflict with a neighborhood out there called Pacoima.
Okay.
Basically the city of Pacoima, whom I have family members, loved ones, and friends today who are important people in my life. But when I still go there because of my 16-year-old self, literally my anxiety rises, my alarms go off, I become way more alert. And just in the time, and it's exhausting because there's no reason for me to do that. Like I'm literally in an old timer just driving through, delivering my meal prep for my work or whatever.
Correct.
But inside my head, it's registering all that stuff, and it's crazy. And I actually talked to one of my friends from there recently about that. But that just goes to show, yeah.
Right now you mentioned old timer. Have you, since you've been out in the 3 years, have you definitely noticed the generational differences between the youngsters these days?
Yeah, big time. But I'm always the guy. I paroled from Ironwood, and we had the youth offender mentor program.
Okay.
And I went there because I wanted to be in that program. There was probably like 100+ young men under the age of 25 there for gang-related murders. And what they would do is they would fill the entire building up. Scott Budnick, this was, right, I believe, the brainchild of him. And all these guys would be in there, and they would bring older guys like myself who had pivoted and made the change in life, and they would put us into that building. So there was maybe like 15 of us.
Were these youngsters, were they part of the YA, Youth Authority kids, that when they shut down YA, they went to state prison?
No, that was years ago. You talk about the YA when that counselor got killed?
No, what I'm talking about is they recently shut down YA as a whole, and one of the prisons in Central Valley absorbed, I don't know if it was Avenal.
You know what? I'm not sure.
Or
but
Valley State Prison absorbed some of those inmates, youngsters.
Some of them could have been. Most of them, I think, did come from reception, but that could have been the case for some of them. But we were in there, and we basically were, and when I got there, it was funny. I had just come from the 4-yard. I had never been to a 3-yard in my life. And I get there and I'm telling them like I want to go to the YOP building because I like to mess with youngsters. I like to be in touch with what's happening new. And the counselor's like, "Are you here to run them? Or are you here to teach them?" You know, and it was funny. 100%. I said, "I'm there to teach them, man. You can observe and read everything I read or write, you know." And that was it. And we would run groups and just get to know them. So I'm in touch with all that stuff. And so for that, no, it hasn't been a change. I enjoy it. I prefer to spend my time more with the younger crowd.
Do you believe because that's a spiritual journey and you're giving back, being selfless?
Yeah, 100%. And it just does something for me. You know how they say, whatever you need in life, give it away to somebody else. My friend Megan had a swim party for her two sons. They're like 9 years old. All the kids were there. I'm diving in the kiddie pool. We're going, like, I walked away from that feeling so light because life had been heavy. It'd been really heavy recently. Right. So just stuff like that. Being a child, like, it's the best. It does something for you. It gives something to them.
I can relate, man. Everybody knows I'm not a Bible thumper, but Jesus loved kids, and I coach my daughter's softball on that team. It's rewarding, is what it is. It's rewarding.
Yeah.
So since you've been out, man, have you dealt with challenges?
Yeah, definitely. I worked at a treatment center. Great place. It was a great job. Great staff there. But after a year and a half, the environment, I worked on the front lines. I worked on detox. I'm the one that said, "Hey, so-and-so, come up, sit down." And it's the homeless. So I go through their bag and we begin a conversation and I move them on to the nurse's station and stuff. It became too heavy for me after a year and a half. It just started affecting my personal life. And, again, I'm not a Bible thumper either, but God whispered in my ear, it's time to move on to something else. So I moved on to dog training and back in the dog world. But in the middle of that, I couldn't find a job. And anybody that knows me or pays attention to what I do, like, I don't rest. Like, I go hard with everything I do. Like, there's no off time. I'm not wired that way. And I literally couldn't find a job. It was hard.
Were you applying?
I was applying, but for somebody like me, I can't really apply.
Why?
I'm on parole for murder. I've only been out 3 years. I'm a validated gang member. I'm covered in tattoos. And so you can't explain that through a resume. If you run my record, like, I don't exist. Like, there's really nothing there. So it has to be somebody like Hector. You've helped me in my life in certain things. You've introduced me to people, and you've allowed me to get on shows and just things that you've done in life. And it's the same thing. Like, I would need somebody to be like, "Hey, I know a solid dude that will show up and do the job." And that's really the only way that I'm going to get work.
But have you encountered that actual situation where you had to explain your history? Or is it just like a fear that you think is going to happen?
Probably a lot that. But I actually had to explain that to a cop the other day.
What do you mean?
I was driving and I got pulled over. And when he pulls me over, he says, and we've been prepared for this, how you license registration.
Right.
Yeah, yes, sir. "Are you on parole?" And I go, "No, sir." He goes, "You're not on parole?" I go, "Nah." He goes, "You ever been on parole?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, I said, "I've been off for about 2 years." And he goes, "On parole for what?" Now, this is what we prepare for. I said, I was actually on parole for, I was a juvenile lifer for a 187 charge, but you'd be surprised what I do today. Like, I go back into the jails with the kids. I work with dogs. Like, I quickly, follow it up.
Right.
Just to, alleviate, because I couldn't imagine hearing something like that. And, and it ended with a handshake, no ticket, and I went away. But talk about, woo.
Twice right now you mentioned that you've prepped for a situation like this. Mm-hmm. Where did you prep, or how did you prep?
So in our self-help groups, me and a couple of my friends created a group like that for long-term offenders, like those of us that are going home.
Okay.
That because even for myself, when I get around like a police officer or a cop car, like, I'm clean in every aspect of my life, and I respect them and what they're doing, but I immediately, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling it's weird. And it doesn't really go away. Sometimes I'm more chill or whatever, but nonetheless, something immediately shifts. My energy shifts.
Yeah.
And so some people don't necessarily know what to do with that. So we created a group, because what are you on parole for? I'm on double murder. I'm on parole for, 9 attempts. You know, I got off death row 4 years ago. You know, and if you type it up, just what comes out on that screen, that green writing, if it's still that, like it looks terrible, and they're gonna want to pull their gun. I'd want to pull my gun.
Dude, I'm actually like surprised and like kind of happy that you guys even train like that.
Yeah.
Or prepare, because bro, I would not even have thought of that.
Yeah, it's just a quick follow-up. And, shout out to Cesar Zuniga at the Anti-Recidivism Coalition. He's the one that kind of planted that idea, because he was a lifer that got out before all of us.
Okay.
And he was giving us game coming back in like, look, I got pulled over and, what are you charged with? I know I'm on parole for murder. Bang. Why not? Like, of course.
Right.
Ball headed, all inked up.
Right.
Like you look the part. Like, so it was such a
the
valuable.
major takeaway I want to take away from this interview with you is to help those that are either going through that right now or that are still in prison, and when they get out, they have an understanding of how it's going to be realistically.
Yeah.
What other challenges and or encounters are similar to that?
For the most part, not really. And, for my job right now, I deliver meal prep for a company, and I deliver to a lot of rehabs. I was delivering to the Rams at Loyola Marymount there for a minute, which I say that to say I'm all over Los Angeles. I'm all over East LA. I'm constantly interacting with people. And I've literally not had any bad experience. I've ran into gang members, homeless people, because I just come with it's hard to shoot me when I'm smiling at you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not giving off that energy. And, I'm not a slouch either.
Right.
I'm not giving off that energy either. So my interactions in the world and even in social media have, been really good.
One thing I was thinking is like how you present yourself as well. And maybe even some of these individuals that will be paroling after having a life term, it's like, hey, without even saying anything, I don't think anybody's going to test you or want to test you.
And that's a big part of the groups. Like, a lot of times, and I always thought that was the extreme end. Like, what if somebody pushes you or steps on your shoe? Like, so what?
Right.
That's the one thing with prison that, I still talk to a lot of lifers in there. And when you come out, just leave it. This is the real world. There's nothing. Prison doesn't exist out here. The politics, none of that stuff. It's absolutely ridiculous.
You're correct. But other problems out here exist.
A whole new range of them. Yeah, a whole new set of them. And in all our preparation for reentry into society, nothing could have ever prepared me. There's nothing. Even when I tell them, like, the way life and society is today, it could be completely different in 2 weeks. Rapidly change.
Dude, that's a good freaking point.
So for me to give you advice, and I don't even know, I'm barely out here in my damn self trying to figure it out.
Right. Damn, that's a good point, man. So when you were sitting in a box, dude, when you were sitting in the cell, I think you did some shoot time as well.
Probably, yeah, about 17 years total.
Yeah, I mean, you're sitting in the cell, and I know those years, right, of the 90s to the 2000s. What in your head did you imagine society was moving like?
I remember in the beginning, I didn't really give too much thought or concern. I was just still in my own little bubble of our little 3-4 block radius. That's all I really cared about. But I remember 9/11 impacted me big time. Okay. I was still young. I think that was the first time that I was ever like shook, like emotionally, because I was really numb on drugs and for a lot of years. And I remember that impacted me. I seen the rows of family members looking for their father, and that really shook me up. And I remember thinking to myself, like, damn, they just lost their dad. Like, I'm in jail for the same crime. Like, I should be on a plane, like, heading over there right now. Right. But so, yeah, that impacted me.
So it was major incidents that stood out to you, not so much like day by day.
Because I was disconnected completely.
Disconnected?
All I cared about was educating myself, the homies, the yard, what information I can get.
Now, I'll dive into that. Is that as a means of survival?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because, I went to the parole board my first year, and they told me, get a GED, get a vocation, get some remorse, don't get any write-ups, and do that. In 20 years, you'll return to the board. And when I asked them, okay, if I check all those boxes and I do all the things you said, what are my chances of going home? And they laughed at me and said, your parole officer has not even been born yet. So it was in that moment that I was like, okay, I'm gonna die in here. There's absolutely nothing for me to do other than be the best possible gang member, drug dealer I can possibly be.
Correct. But the laws changed somewhere across the year, like 2012, 2013, 2014.
After about probably 50,000 laps around the track for me,
The laws changed.
Yeah.
So, what would you say to a current lifer that had at one point, who's in prison right now, sitting there, and had at one point adopted that mentality of, hey, I'm all in. I'm all in on this because I know I'm going to die here. What words would you have for them as far as making that shift and change in behavior?
I just tell them, like, it's so beautiful out here. It's so beautiful out here. I'm so glad I'm free. Every day that I'm free, it just is a reminder of like how sad that life was, how sad those yards were, those tears, all the stuff that we're missing, like the family functions and like the barbecues, the small things like sitting on the porch, having coffee. Those things are, you can't put any value on them. You just got to get it in your head that it's over. Like the doors are open, just walk through.
Facts.
They're open and you know what I was talking to my friend the other day. He should have been home with me.
Facts, dude.
And he's in trouble and he's going to court because he watched all of us go home and it got in his head. He relapsed and he got caught with some shit. And now he's going on 35 years. And I tell him, like, you gotta get that out of your head. The doors are open, we're free, and we're waiting for you. We got jobs for you, we got opportunities for you. Yeah, the laws have changed, and the game in there is over. Like,
Correct. Correct.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
No, you're 100% correct, bro.
Like, there's no more glory. Like,
there is not.
I'm talking to the homies, right here. Like, the glory's gone, dog.
I get it.
It's gone. Like, there's like, the people that are blasting people that would have been glory in the old days are now like some dope fiend ass dude that owes $1,000 and is damn near out the door anyways. Like, that's a cold reality, but I can't.
I totally get it, man. But I would like to use you and your experience to get through to those individuals. Kind of like you just did. Like, hey, dude, it's over.
The thing too is, I promote a positive message.
Right.
That's my lifestyle. That's what I'm about. But those that know, and if you dig deeper in, I was on the hardest level 4s in California. Like,
dude.
I've caught time in prison. Like, I've done all the things that you had to do, and I took my lumps. Like, I went through all the motions of what a Sureño would go through. The laws changed by the grace of God, and I wanted to go home. I was tired. That was the life that was forced. I didn't have any other option. I played my hand to the fullest, but when the doors open, man, I got to go. I've been dying for this moment for a long time. Dude. Yeah, it's a miracle, and I can't let this go. And plus, I promised grandma. So,
right.
Yeah, there was...
Because I know that your grandmother had a huge, major influence on your life decisions.
Oh, yeah, number one. Yeah, she's a number one, yeah. Mm-hmm.
How does Brian James look at all those years that you were incarcerated? Do you look at it as a void in your life, as a hole in your life, a space? What does that look like to you in your life? A bad nightmare?
Yeah, a complete nightmare, a loss. I fumbled the talents that God given me. I destroyed so many. It was the most horrible period. But there's redeeming value to it, which is what I'm trying to do now and be positive about it. But yeah, terrible. And that's why I try and recently I'm trying to think what how can I best, because I still love the homies. I still love the Bloods, the Crips, the Norteños that I've met over the years. Like, I've established some really good relationships in there.
Right.
The Bulldogs, for God's sakes. I've known some of them that in past times when it was peaceful, that, man, we've talked about family members. I want to be sort of like the honest voice, because a lot of guys are too proud, but I'll be the one to say, yeah, we cry in the cell.
You are the honest voice. There's a lot of times where people can't see themselves, like how impactful they really are, but trust me, dude, I see it in you.
And I appreciate when those guys thank me, the people you would never imagine, damn, that okay. When the weekend comes and we're so anxious because we don't know if we're gonna get a visit, or like on Friday night, is the fucking yard gonna go down again and take our visits? Or there's so many little things, and we go through it emotionally, and there's tons of fear and scared. So when I tell my story, I'm just gonna be honest about it, and I was a real one, as they say. So if I'm going through it, everybody's going through it.
Facts.
Yeah.
Get back to how you've utilized coping skills to encounter some of these challenges since you've been out in these 3 years.
I gotta word this the best way I can, because there's such a huge lesson in this. It's about broken families and addiction, but it's also really raw in my life right now. It's really relevant, and I don't want to air my family's dirty laundry, but it's important that I tell this, because that was the perfect question for this. So I've spoken, and like addiction has been part of my family. My mom struggled with it. My dad died from addiction. My sister, my stepdad. I became a raging, horrible heroin addict. So I came home and everybody was clean. It was good, but that didn't last long. The demon of addiction came and rattled that house really bad. There was opioid use happening. There was meth addiction happening, and I'm on parole.
Damn.
And this is when I'm trying to write my book, and I'm trying to piece my life together at this time. And I'm like, damn, it's happening. So I'm trying to stay away. I'm trying to move away. And I ended up leaving. I ended up going, moving in with my girlfriend, which we a nice house down the street. But in the process, there became a lot of like bad blood in between, my family, my mom and my sister. This is all I have left in the world. And a dispute occurred regarding what my grandparents left for me, for us. I 100% disagree on their version and what happened, why it all changed while I was in prison. What happened? How did everything change? And in the process of that dispute, some words were said, and that relationship had always been fractured for years. Long story short, the house was sold cash over hand 6 months ago. I didn't know, and they left with everything. I was standing there with what I was wearing. My dogs are gone. My grandparents' ashes are gone. A lot of my clothes, my nephews, everything.
Were you guys residing in that home, or was this another home you guys were living in and they sold that one?
This is our family home. My grandparents bought it in the 70s. It's where I grew up. It's where they grew up. And they had created, my grandfather worked for Universal Studios 50 years.
Yeah.
Provided an amazing legacy. My grandmother, just next level people.
Yeah.
And they laid it out, divided it for everybody. And there was always, I'm their son. Like, they adopted me. Like, these are,
right.
My last name is James, just like theirs. And so there was always a portion if Brian ever came home. And as it became closer to, dang, he might come home, I was waiting. And, when I got out, I realized that, my portion, it had been changed when I was in prison.
And then they sold the house.
My house was sold and they're gone.
Did they move out of state or something?
Yeah, they're in Tennessee.
Dude. Holy shit,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So
now, this is the second part of your question.
Yeah.
When the confrontation of what happened was ugly, and I left, and I parked my car about 5 miles down the road, and I said to myself, this is where this fucking story is going to end right now. Dark.
Fuck,
dark.
Dude.
Everything's gone.
Right.
What do I have left? Just the shit I'm wearing. My dogs are gone.
Right.
The ashes. Like, I wanted to make things with the ashes. Like, and that was the main thing. What their legacy. Like, is it? I'm going through all this stuff, and a lot of it is irrational because I'm raging at the moment. But I sat with it for 2 days. All right. I'm working at this place called Lifeline Treatment Center. On the morning that I planned on going over there, I don't know what I was gonna do. It was gonna be bad though.
Yeah.
I walked into work, and as I'm walking in, I get a Zelle for $500. Now, I've been wanting to join this Muay Thai gym for about 6-7 months, but I just didn't have the funds yet to go in. And I get a Zelle for $500. That's how much you need for the first month in the retainer, exactly that. And I tell my boss, hey, that guy worked for your buddy. He sent me another Zelle. I'd worked for him like 6 months ago. So he called him, and they're speaking in Russian. He walks away. I said, hey, where does the money go? He said, don't worry about it. It's yours. In that moment, I just literally took it as a message from God.
Absolutely, dude.
I swear to you, Hector, I told my boss, Audra, by the way, amazing boss. She said, go. She was aware of the situation. And I drove straight over to Saxon Academy in Van Nuys, put down my $500, and have been just smashing on Muay Thai ever since.
That's a trip, dude, because I was going to ask you about Muay Thai, bro. Like, eventually I was going to get to it. Like, hey, I've been watching your Instagram and you're fucking doing the Muay Thai.
Saved my life.
So that's how that plays into it, dude.
Because I was feeling extremely violent. I was a dangerous person in that moment. I went back to that mind state, and that's the nightmare. That's what the Pro Board member said. We don't care about you relapsing more on drugs as it is that mind state.
Right. Well, I mean, here's a news flash for you. I was in that same state of mind a couple days ago, bro. Like, you know what I mean? When that motherfucker hits, it hits, dude, and it doesn't discriminate. But yeah,
you need people around, man. You need.
What I know is, when things get dark, it can get extremely dark. And I'm glad you shared that story, man, because how many people with your shared experiences are gonna encounter hardships?
And for the record, as with all families, there's a lot. It's fractured and it's years of stuff. Like I bear enormous responsibility as well. So it's just, I only say that to say that, we're a family in struggle
No, I totally get it, bro. Everybody, that's the thing, man. I'm kind of weird because, like, I'm explaining to you, like, life. And life that's just the way it is, bro. Every fucking family has addictions. Every family has issues. I'm sure you're starting to see that, man.
And so that place, I say, you know what? I'm just going to lean into my violence and go and trip out on this. When I stopped using a cell phone at some point because I wanted to go home. They were contraband. Yeah, they were plentiful. Okay. They were everywhere. You could just breathe in deep and one will come under your door. But during COVID, it was like lonely and I wanted to reach out or whatever. So I used it a few times. Now, during using it, I used to look up this place like Best Muay Thai because I used to take it when I was little a little bit. And I used to look at this Saxon Academy on the cell phone. And I would show myself, like, when I get out, I'm going to go there one day. And sure enough, it's just crazy how God works in those moments. And it's been one of the greatest, most therapeutic, gives me confidence. Like, you build, they encourage you. And it's an elite gym. It's not no Planet Fitness.
That's what it sounds like. I haven't checked into it, but that's what it sounds like.
There's pro fighters in there. All the coaches have been fighting for years. It's
Do they build you up from the ground, basics and...
Yeah, and I worked hard just to get like a baseline just to even get in there. And once you're in there, they push you hard. Like, I've never been pushed. I'm 40. I got my first six-pack at 48. I've been trying to do crunches in there for my whole life. The running, it's something that you need.
Real quick, speaking of physical fitness, how would you compare the physical fitness of a Muay Thai training preparation as opposed to how the inmates be getting it in there?
Not even close. Not even close. It's not even... I used to do thousands of burpees, on the tier. That's not even the warm-up. You're not even going to get through round one. Like, they asked this fighter the other day, this guy tells him, how long can I last in a street fight with you? He was like, how long can you dead sprint?
Oh, shit, dude.
Because he's going to put defense forever how long, and he's got a gas tank to go.
Yeah.
5-minute rounds.
Right.
These guys are, man, and... it motivates me, and it bleeds over into every aspect of life. I have to go to sleep on time. I have to drink my water. I have to eat right because I want to show up.
Facts.
I want to fight someday, and you have to earn it. You have to show up. You have to put in the work. You have to run the miles, and then they'll give you the call.
Is it Muay Thai only or mixed martial arts, MMA?
They also have a jiu-jitsu gym on the premises, but Muay Thai it's called Saxon Muay Thai.
And I'm sure eating clean or a clean, healthy diet is part of the programming.
Everything about their lifestyle is building your body and your mind. That's why I like it too. It's more than a gym. It's a family atmosphere. Like they support each other in fights, barbecues together, basketball. It's a team. It's a team.
So when you compare the type of healthy eating out here to the nutrient dense soups in prison, how do you compare the two?
We're on challenges. Diet has been difficult for me.
Out here?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. I'm not really able to eat sometimes till 11 o'clock. And when I can, like I still eat soups just because.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, why do you think you eat them? Because you like the taste, you're used to it, or you're accustomed to?
I think it's just maybe accustomed to it because I'll come, like the other night I came home, I got home like about 9:30 and I was hungry. And, there was options, bagel, whatever, bagels right there, stuff, but I grabbed the soup. But it was good. It was one of those creamy chicken.
I wonder if it's because it's like a comfort to you, right? Because that's something you know. I'm just trying to figure out what the whole mental health thing is because I wouldn't want to touch a fucking soup after
You would think so.
Correct.
Yeah, you would think so. Yeah, I mean, I'm not eating it no more on my
now,
rack.
Since you've been out for 3 years, did you ever face any challenges as far as, hey, dude, you were on a regiment schedule, right? The cops, it was a daily activity schedule. They're going to rack your door here at this time. You're going to go to chow. Did you have to adjust to freedom?
Yes, even now in my life, I'm trying to, because I have a lot of more responsibilities, because the longer you're out here, the more responsibilities are building up. And now they're starting to come. So I've been trying to readjust my life more to a regiment, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to function. I can't any other way. I need like clear spaces, keys here, this here, this here. I need to get up, grab my bag, and go without any clutter or anything in the middle. And if I could do that, I'm super productive. I can get a lot done. But it has to be regiment. That's all I know. Yeah, that's all I know.
But do you ever kind of maybe catch yourself like, oh, shit, I got to be here at this time? Or like getting into...
Yeah, time management is hard too.
Is it?
Yeah, big time. Like if I got to be somewhere at 3, like do I leave at 2? Or like sometimes I got to be at my gym at 6. And like I'll leave at like 5 in the morning and I'll get there like 5:15.
You're in LA though area, man. That traffic is a nightmare, dude.
3 miles, 40 minutes.
There's no way, dude.
Well, I'm in the San Fernando Valley, so it's not as bad, but yeah, it's still bad. It's still bad. Yeah.
How have you been able to deal with relationships out here, whether it be with a friend, a female, a coworker? How has relationships for you been?
Well, relationships, there's only one person that I knew that's in my life right now prior to coming to jail, which was Matt.
Okay.
I don't know anybody else in my life prior to coming to jail.
They're just gone?
Was just my family. Everybody else is out living their own life. I'm not connected to them no more. We don't talk.
Dude, that is so fucking weird,
That's
bro.
crazy.
It's almost like you were born again, dude.
Yeah.
Because...
I mean, they're there. I know where they're at. We don't talk. That's a trip, huh? All my relationships are new.
Because it's heavy. I mean, it's not that new relationships are not a good thing. They're great things, right? But it's the fact that it's almost like you have no history, dude. You have no past.
I feel that,
Hey,
yeah.
Warriors, if you haven't already signed up for our all-new website, HectorBravoShow.com, make sure you sign up at the link below, HectorBravoShow.com, to watch explicit, uncensored, never-before-seen prison footage. With that, love you. Keep pushing forward.
I feel that, especially in that world where, you spend almost 30 years in prison, like you don't make any new memories, and then you come outside and you don't get to even share like the old ones because my grandparents are gone.
Dude, that's heavy, bro.
Yeah, I feel it when I'm driving sometimes on the freeway.
You got a movie coming up called Lifer?
I do.
Are you going to touch on, what is that about? Or if you don't mind telling the audience.
Yeah, so I mean, the way it came about was a little over 2 years ago, this guy sends me a DM on Instagram, and he's say, I've done some independent films. I've done a short. I want to make a feature film. And he goes, on top of that, I adopted a dog from the same program that you were in. And he goes, I've been watching you and I've been checking out your posts for a little while. Are you down to meet up? I want to tell your story, and I want to make a feature film and share it. And that's always been my goal. I've written books. I'm writing my biography right now. that's my greatest asset in life is my story. So that's what I want to try to, take around. So we met up, and from that day forward, probably 3-4 hours every single day. Not a single day has passed.
Filming?
No, writing a script.
Okay.
We got the script copyrighted by the Writers Guild. We've sent it around. A lot of actors have read through it. We have some recognizable talent on board.
Oh, so it's going to be a movie, not a documentary.
It's not a documentary. It's going to be a feature film.
Wow.
So what we're actually doing right now is, it's called Seed and Spark. It's like a Kickstarter for independent filmmakers. A lot of them are using it. If you go to Seed and Spark and you type in Lifer, you'll see what we call a sizzle reel. It's about a 3-minute trailer of me talking about it. It'll have footage of the crime. There's a lot of stuff in there. And you could scroll through. It'll have our mission statement, how we met, a thorough budget where every dollar is going to go. And it also has benefits. So if you donate $175, you can come on the set with your dog. If you donate $250, you can get your own monitor and sit with the directors. We have to hit 44,000.
Where can people sign up or donate at?
So you go to Seed and Spark and you just type in Lifer, or you can go to my Instagram. I have all the link in bios, and we have a Lifer page.
What's your Instagram handle?
It's Free Bliss 1.
Cool.
Yeah, Free Bliss 1. And it's a trip because, like, there's narratives about officers in there. It's my life. It's my life growing up. It goes through my life quickly growing up. Family trauma, addiction, all the things that everybody in America deals with. And then I come into prison, the challenges of somebody searching for hope, and then the dog program, and how a man discovers himself through a dog program and it helps to lead him home, and the value of that, which is like the premise of the movie. And I look at it as like the next Shawshank Redemption.
It's one of my favorite movies, top 3 for sure.
Mine too, because it's in the prison genre. And while there's a riot scene, I did get stabbed in prison 27 times. That's in there.
Damn, that's in there?
That's in there, but there's not a single bad word in the entire movie.
Is that by design?
By design. And the message is so powerful. And imagine, and with the officer, there was a conflict with the officer during the dog program, and it shows the dynamic between the prisoner and the officer, and it comes to a great resolution in the end. So it's really something for everybody. It's a great film. We're not going to stop. We have a lot of great momentum, and we're not going to stop.
For sure, dude. We're going to push it out, put the link on the bottom, and then share it on the social media. What are you hoping to gain the message that the audience receives from watching that film?
Just that it's never it's crazy, my life lessons, I'm conditioned off a prison yard. I take all my life lessons and principles come from a level 4 prison yard. It's where I've lived my life. And I remember one time the homie Woody, he had got hit really bad in Corcoran, and he was paralyzed, and he was in the cages, and they had him on disregard. He's got some issues. Nobody talked to him. I mean, he was like that for 7 years.
On that disregard?
On disregard.
Did he get paralyzed as a result of an incident?
He got stabbed.
In the spine?
Yeah, and put on disregard. He regained mobility, thankfully, like a couple years later, but he was with crutches. Every day he would push out to yard. Boom, what's up, homies? Nobody. But quietly, homies would be like, what's up, dog? Like those.
Right.
And I had a friendship with him prior, and so I would always be like, what's up, magazines, or if he needed store quietly. But he would always say, it's bad, but if I just hold on, it'll be okay. So the message is, no matter how bad, I've been to hell. I say this objectively. I'm not looking for sympathy, but I got dealt a really, really bad hand in life. It's still playing out. But if you just hang on.
Right. And help others.
You
help
have
others.
to, yeah. It'll come out. And I want that to be the message. And of course, the impact of dogs and rescue and the power of all that. There's a lot of redemptive value in this story, and it's for everybody.
Whatever happened to that dude, Woody? Did he ever get back in good standings?
He did, because the guy that put him in bad standings
got put in bad standings.
Got put in bad standings. And plus, I mean,
chess, not checkers.
Yeah, exactly. And to take that and to hang on for 7 years, like, that's somebody you want on your team,
Damn. Now, when you put it that way, yeah, man, the motherfucker's a survivor.
Yeah, this fool don't give up. Like, yeah, I want him with me rather than against me. He was a good guy, man. He was a good guy.
What experience defines you? Would it, you say that youngster that got put away, hardships while you were in prison, the pooch program, or you being out here and helping others now? What do you want to be defined as?
Well, I mean, for me, the defining moment was my grandmother, because in my mind, there's a line that's drawn in the center of my entire life. It was before and after Nana.
Before and after.
That's the way. I don't know. I've always, that was one of my reasons for change after she died. I remember thinking, like, if I have a funeral, nobody's going to show up. Like 3-4 people, and then they're going to have to make, one of them ones like,
When she passed away, you were incarcerated, correct?
Yeah, I was in a Corcoran shoe. I was validated at the time.
And did you say you were thinking about hanging yourself?
Yeah, I was going to kill myself. It was New Year's Eve.
I just saw an interview with you, man. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, and I remember seeing that. I'm like, damn, dude, that fucking sucks.
And it was and the memory is so raw, because I remember it was 11:36 because it was New Year's Eve.
I saw that, dude.
I remember who was on the TV, and I remember thinking, because, people had done that before. I knew how to do it, and I remember just thinking, like, I need to do this really, really quick.
Whoa, man, let's talk about it, because that's a dark thought and a dark action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I've come across a lot of suicides in prison, successful ones.
Yeah.
Did you make the conscious decision? I'm gonna do it.
I had thought about it for years. The thought pops up and you just do away with it. And I often wonder to myself, I don't ask people. I just lost a dear friend of mine, Mia, rest in peace, to that right there. And I actually had a really good friend attempt it 2 days ago. I was visiting him in the hospital. He relapsed on methamphetamine. So it's been really relevant in my life. It's weird. But I think at some point, everybody wants to say, I'd rather check out and be gone. I think everybody at one time, the thought is there. Now, if you're going to die in prison and you feel like nobody loves you, the thought is going to pop up a lot more and more often. Like
That's
it did.
wild, dude.
Yeah, but thinking about it, like, that takes a lot of balls,
Yeah,
and
it
at
seems
my
like a scary
lowest
thought.
moment, when I was like at the closest I ever got.
What were you looking at? The van or the light? The light
No,
fixture?
I was sitting. I had my mat rolled up by the door, and I had the TV kind of turned in the vent above the toilet. And there's another vent right there, so I was gonna time and I was gonna swing and I was gonna hang in the end in the middle.
Oh, dude, that is fucking nuts, bro.
And
I'm glad you didn't do it. You know what I mean? We're having this conversation
Yeah.
now, and you're definitely helping a lot of people.
Well, I say it was weird because I said a prayer because, I was raised, in the church, and I knew what the Bible said about that. And I remember I prayed and nothing really great happened. There was no spiritual awakening. God didn't talk to me, but I decided when I said amen, that I'm going to put it off for a couple days. And the couple days turned to, a week. And it was within those 30 days that I pivoted in life. And I said, I guess that is what I want to be remembered. I became the man that my grandmother raised me to be.
That's awesome, dude.
Wow.
That's fucking awesome, bro.
Yeah,
You
it
just
is.
have that epiphany
Just right now. I want that on my tombstone. Like, he became the man that Sheila Mary James raised him to be. That would be the ultimate prize in life.
That's good, dude.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, serious, man. Yeah, it's exactly. Nothing more, nothing less.
No, that's good, dude, for sure. While you were incarcerated, and I don't ever want to go back to that and keep you in that mindset, bro. But
I'm
definitely
working on the
others.
movie as we spoke, so I'm living in that mindset, so we can. Yeah.
Did you attend religious services?
There's a part that we wrote into the script. When I got out of the Corcoran shoe after the 10 years in solitary confinement, I was released to the general population yard right there in Corcoran. And I was starving for rehabilitation. I dove into everything. Narcotics Anonymous, Emotional Intelligence, Criminal Gang Members Anonymous, everything. And I went to the church because that was where a lot of the self-help people went, and I knew that's where I needed to go. I knew that's where I was supposed to go. My grandmother always wanted me to get baptized. So I walked in there, and there was a pastor. I was aware of him. I knew him from Tehachapi years ago, but he was the pastor now. They called him B-Loke. He was from Inglewood family when I knew him. Straight killer, gangster. He'd been down a lot of years. He had life without parole. But now, his name was Brian, and he was the pastor of the church, and he had made a decision on the yard and everything, and everybody respected. He was legit. So I walked in there, and he goes, how you doing, man? Welcome. He goes, what's your name? I said, my name is Lonely. And he goes, if Jesus was standing right here, would you introduce yourself as Lonely? And I go, no. He goes, what would you say? I would say, my name is Brian James. He said, welcome to the chapel, Brian James, and he gave me a hug.
Was this dude a civilian?
Nah, he was a prisoner.
He was a prisoner?
Yeah,
and a pastor?
Yeah, he'd been down like 27 years. Straight killer, blood that changed his life.
I didn't know that they had pastor inmates, man.
Yeah, that run the church. They had deacons. They have choirs.
Okay.
And he ended up baptizing me.
Oh, dude.
On a 4-yard. Big dogs on the yard. Everything. In attendance. Like praying for me.
Was this individual, was this pastor like authentically like involved in his faith?
I spent time with him first. He guided me in a lot of like my spiritual, because I came out of the shoe with the death of my grandmother, 10 years of solitary confinement. I was a broken man. I was completely wounded. The laws had changed, and I knew I just wanted to come home. I'm coming home to nothing. Damn. Nan and Pop are gone.
Yeah.
You know, so, but I wanted to come home. I knew it you know, the door's open and it was my time. So I spent a lot of time. Like, I'd go to the chapel, I'd go to yard, you know, pay my respect to the fellas, make my way to the chapel. We'd go in and you know, he'd open up the Bible, or he'd share things with me, and I would work through things.
And this was Corcoran?
In Corcoran, yeah.
Was there ever a time from the time you got out of the shoe to the time that you paroled, where you almost jeopardized your release?
Mm-hmm.
There was there?
Yeah.
You want to talk about it, or you can't talk about it?
No, it's also in the script. There was a moment during the dog. There were 2 moments during the dog program. I was walking my dog on the tier one time, and this guy goes, "Hey, come here, fool." He goes, "Hey, shoot this down to so and so, whatever." And it was a manila envelope.
Yeah.
I know what in the middle. It's a knife.
Right.
And I told him, "Nah, well, I'm good." That's the first time in my life I ever told the homies no.
Real quick, man, because I know people just can't say no.
Yeah.
Did it come out the way it came out? Was it you were like, "I'm cool, man"?
No, like nah. You know, like, you're asking me, like, because you knew the path I was on, and people knew what I was about, and it made me, I don't know, it irritated me. Maybe I didn't like to do, but it doesn't matter how you feel. You're supposed to. That's your duty as a homie, and it's the first time that I didn't perform it ever in my entire life. I had been in prison like 26 years. I never said no or denied anything. So,
dude,
yeah, and I felt it. Like I'm becoming a new person now. On the next day on the yard, you know, he pulled up on me with a celly, like, "What's up?" Well, like, "You like a Christian now," or something like that. And I was like, "We can go get our write-ups, our paperwork, and stack them next to each other on the table. If you want to question what I'm about, I don't care about your knives or what you got going on. I'm trying to go home."
Did you tell him that?
I told him in the celly that. But having that, I said it angry, but then and I said, "You know, come on, homie, like,
right,
well, like, look at me, dog. I just did all this time in the shoe, like, I'm trying to go home, dog, you know." And I think when I said it like that, they were like, "Okay." And I don't mean bad, but I'm not trying to get caught up. That moment happened again. We resolved it. Everything was cool. That moment happened again. They asked me to pass a needle. I'm a drug addict. I don't know if that was my inner addict. I'd been clean, but I accepted it. And I put it in my pocket, and I was walking across the day room, but the CO in the office saw me, and they pulled me over and they patted me down and they pulled it out. And my heart dropped. It was over. It was over. Like, the dog program was over. I'm kicked out. I'm gonna go back to the whole whatever it is. And I just pulled the CO aside, and like, I had tears in my eyes. Like,
yeah,
I'm screwed. Like, this is my life. Like, I'm clean. Like, anything. That CO got rid of it for me. And I literally never committed even a minor infraction, because I promised that CO I wouldn't. I never did again to the day I paroled.
Dude, bro, like, I know, probably to the viewers out there might think that those are 2 minor things, but I understand the magnitude.
I wouldn't be here right now.
Correct.
That would have been a 5-year denial. A needle of a known notorious heroin addict.
Yeah, let alone
he's right back at it.
The cop pokes himself in the finger. I mean, that shit could have went off, or you're probably getting anxiety right now.
Yeah, it was horrible. I remember.
Not just that, you telling the homie no, not wanting to pass the knife. Because I know how they get upset. They get upset.
Understandably so, yeah. We're all we have.
Correct.
And I already have a reputation as dependable. And then it's like, no, and then they take it personal. But when you explain, "Bro, I'm trying to go home to my family, dog. I want to go home. I've been doing this." I think there's no human being that can't connect with that. I got a hug from a big dog, said, "Proud of you, go home."
Right.
Dude, that was amazing.
Right.
Proud of you, man. You know?
Dude, I didn't expect those two stories right there. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't even know that you all could have fucked off your date, man.
Yeah, that needle, it would have been horrible. That was in 2018. I wouldn't have made it to the level 3 because I only went to the level 3 because it was a good behavior override. I had been programmed, and at the time when I had the needle, I'm the chairman of Narcotics Anonymous. I mean, I didn't get it to use, but nonetheless,
Correct.
I didn't have the courage to say
Right.
no. I chickened out. And I went and I told my group, you know, I'll step down. Like, I was really honest with my groups. I was trying to show honesty, and
how did that play out within your group?
they appreciate the honesty. I mean, half of them were freaking high half the time anyway. So,
Okay.
you know, I mean, it was Narcotics Anonymous, and it was a new idea in prison, you know. But yeah, that was the second one was, you know, no way.
So, you, with your experiences, man, what advice would you either give? I mean, because you have that right, dude. You have that right to give advice, I would say, to the person that may be in your shoes, asked to do something, or the person that is asking somebody to do something. Would you tell the person, hey, take into consideration that they might be going home, man? Or you think they just don't give a fuck?
Yeah, I think when you get caught in that world and you're in there for so long and like you don't have nothing to lose, it's really easy not to even consider that the next guy has something to lose. And here's the thing. If you're short to the pad, quit showing up to the yard acting hard and because you're going to get some shit passed to you sooner or later. Me, I wasn't out there acting hard no more. I'm walking around with a folder and you know what I mean, or a little briefcase or something, going to the law library, you know, walking over. It's not my world no more. I'm still part of it, but I play a different role now. Like, you know, I help you guys get your lives together. If you want to go home, pull over. You know, the homie's in the chapel. He'll lace you up.
It almost seems like that was new, dude. It almost seems
It
like
was.
that's
It was
new, man.
I mean, that's when the shoe was released. It took a long
Right.
time for people to, like, even me, wrap my head around, like, damn, this really is, the door's really opening.
So for the viewers again in California or watching, it's like when I say that's new, it's like that type of behavior was not seen prior to them getting released from the shoe.
No, even afterwards, like, I got called a church boy. Like, you know, they say it clowning, but it's there. So there was a little bit of, you know, you gotta. But
it's worth it though,
it's
man. Fuck, you
100%
can call me
worth it.
whatever you want as long as I get out of here,
Yeah,
man.
I remember being in corporate just thinking like, damn, I just got to get to this level 3 because they'd be putting the yard down and all these hits around you. Like, that was vicious right
Was
there.
there still hits going on while you were on the 4-yard?
Yeah. I remember one time we were walking, I was with me and one of the guys from Hawaiian Gardens. I'm walking a group and we're going to the ARC group, and literally a melee kicks off with the homies and the blacks. And now the people in that yard are really, really mature. And within like maybe 10 seconds of that melee occurring, it got squashed. Whoa, 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 because it was like a J-Cat that started it, right? But we were in front of the building in 5 block on the side of the yard where all the blacks were. There was 100 of them. And one of them goes, oh, there goes some essays right there. Like 50 of them.
At you guys?
Us. We're back against the wall. And I remember he goes, fuck, they're going to fucking kill us, bro.
So what ended up happening?
There was a guy there who had a great influence, like, you know, over the blacks and the Crips and stuff like that. He basically told him, nah, like, stand down. Like, you know, he saw what was taking place, and they did, or it would have been bad. It was like their work. They were on machine on track. They were all working out, and we were done.
Just bad timing, bad area.
And I'm like, in that moment, I'm like, I set my folder down and we're back against the wall. I mean, we were just gonna be done. But in that, I remember thinking like,
Had they put the yard down already?
the yard was down, but you know, they would have hopped up. That's not stopping nothing. And thinking, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to Ironwood already. Get out of here, man. This is
Now,
horrible.
did you know you were gonna be going to Ironwood, or they had told you were endorsed to a level 3?
So I came up with my counselor, and that's the cool thing about like being a changed person. Like, my counselor was cool. I can go in there and when I'm up for committee, and I'm gonna put you up for the override. So I got put up for the override in the middle of the dog program, and the captain said, finish the dog program, and as soon as we're done, we'll put you on the bus. So it was really cool in my committee. So as soon as the dog program ended, bam, I was in the bus to Ironwood, and they killed that guy 2 days later.
What
And
guy?
then and that whole riot with the Bulldogs happened 2 months later on that yard.
Satif?
No, in
Old Corcoran?
Yeah, Old Corcoran.
Yeah, after our first interview,
CR, yeah.
former or COs or staff members reached out to me like, yeah, I remember this dude. This dude fucking programmed and quiet. This dude was in my building.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
got a
yeah.
lot of good feedback.
Yeah, that was
From your interview.
there were some good officers. A lot because the officers over there were like OG older ones.
Yeah.
Like veterans. So, it was already it was cool.
You're probably the only like override that I approve of, man. Like all the other ones, we'd have some sketchy ass shit going on, dude. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, you'd have like level 4 killers on like a level 2 yard.
That could be bad. It could be bad like
dude.
if certain individuals slip through, they could really disrupt the program.
Level 4 EOPs, SNY, like overridden to lower levels, dude. It's a disaster.
And that was happening. They were doing that a lot in Corcoran for some reason. And it was in the middle of, because we did the dog program and then we were on like a 6-month hiatus and then we did another one. But during that time, they were putting like SNYs in there, but they would keep their doors locked. And everybody was like, tower, TV, let me give him a TV just to get that crack.
That's fucking sketchy, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a death trap, dude.
Oh, man. Death trap. Death trap.
Now, do you find yourself being out here watching like on YouTube prison stuff or movies, or do you try to stay away from that altogether?
It's a trip. I do actually kind of watch it a lot. And probably because, and when I stop watching, I'm just thinking, damn, I'm so glad I'm not there. But yeah, I am super interested. It's been my entire life.
Right.
So I'm interested. Yeah.
Do you feel that you got PTSD from being in prison?
100%. 100%. Things happened to me inside the CDCR in those 29 years that shattered and broke.
29 years,
yeah.
dude. That is freaking wild, man.
I've been through every. They called the shoes the four corners of the earth: Tehachapi, New Folsom, Pelican Bay, Corcoran. Went through all those. Visited every ad seg.
Basically, you were in prison when prison was prison.
Yeah, even after it was, and I can't say, like, honestly, things were broken inside of me that will never get fixed in there. So there is.
What are some triggers, if you don't mind sharing, as a result of your PTSD?
Loud noise. I count a lot. I get myself caught up counting things a lot.
Like, give me an example.
On the way over here,
You were
I was
counting
on
people?
the train. I was counting palm trees.
Okay.
I would just catch myself, and I realized probably 2 months ago I was really trying to figure it out because it would kind of paralyze me. I'd be counting whether I wanted to or not. Sometimes when my grandmother died, Corcoran, the perforated doors, those holes in the shoe, mine had 748 holes in it.
Dude, don't tell me you counted all of them.
I counted them probably 100, 200 times because it would just get my mind off thinking of my grandmother. It was in those 30 days because I was destroyed. I was single cell. I was in that corner cell by myself, and I was just dealing with the death of my grandma. So I would just make sure there was 748 holes over and over, like just throughout the day. When it would get too heavy in my mind, I'd walk to the door and just start counting them.
Did you go from a particular order, or didn't matter, or left?
No,
to
it'd be
right,
in
or-
order. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I think I heard you say on that podcast interview that you knew where every crack in the cell was.
I spent 8 years in the same cell.
8 years in the same cell.
4B, 2 left, cell 53. Yeah, right there in the corner.
Oh my!
And here's the
God,
cool
dude.
thing too. There was a CO right there that they would always switch the COs. What is it, like every 3 years? So that there was not over
bid.
familiarity.
No, it's just a bid. It's a bid. So it's like a contract thing where you can choose.
Yeah, I
your
remember
job
them all
every 3 years.
by your seniority. But I thought
By seniority.
they had, like, in the shoe. Don't they have to move them?
No, but it was always like an old folks' tale. Like, hey, you can only do so much time in the hole.
Yeah.
because your brain will start fucking you up, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, there was a CO because my door was right by the bar box, so they would always bar box in the night, and the CO would always give me a piece of gum.
What the hell?
Yeah,
dude?
and it'd be like, because they know, they'd be like, "What do you guys?" I promise I'll spit it out in the void. I won't walk around or do nothing. But I would get, not always, but a lot of times I would get a piece of gum. That's how long I was there, and that piece of gum was everything. It was the best.
Damn, dude. Please explain to me the difference of living in a one cell for 8 years, not being able to open the door, to the freedom you have now to be able to go to a Muay Thai gym, jump on a train.
It's uncomfortable. It's out of my comfort zone. Like, I'm good in a small space. That's what I've been doing lately too. is I've just been turning off everything and reading.
But you got to be careful not to isolate also, though.
And that's been a big part too, because I love being alone, and I'm very comfortable alone. My nickname was Lonely.
But there's a difference between isolating and what's that other word? Where you know, it's not isolating. Solitude.
Okay, yeah.
Solitude.
That's healthy.
Correct. Isolating is not, man.
I don't think, I think I'm all right there. I think I'm pretty good there.
So you're doing good there?
Yeah, I think for the most, I mean, I have a very small circle of people that I talk to like daily on a regular basis.
Do you keep in contact with former lifers or with people with similar experiences?
Yeah. A minimum of like 20 of them out here that are killing it. Yeah, that are doing just great in whatever arena that they're working in. Yeah.
No, so I watch them. I mean, I don't keep up on everybody, but I'll see here and there. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Yeah.
What's next? What's next for you, dude?
Right now, it's all about this film right now. I make a joke, but it's really serious. Like getting out of prison from a life sentence is easier than making a damn movie. The creative process, I love it. It's the actual shopping it and, you know, finding partners and collaborators. But I've been loving the journey. I've been learning so many different things, meeting different people. I'm also writing my biography. I'm on about page 90.
Dang.
I figured since I'm doing this, like, I feel like I'm preparing for board again. Like I'm living in all my shit again. Like I'm talking about it, writing about it, which I'm only able to do that now because physically, I'm in the best shape of my life.
Emotionally and spiritually.
Emotionally and spiritually, I'm in tune. Everything's balanced. Always can be better. But I'm able to do that. So I'm writing my book, too. I'm going deep on that. Writing is my number one, I think, what I'm best at.
So you're simultaneously working on a screen for your movie and your autobiography?
Yeah.
Dang, dude. That's fucking heavy.
Yeah. And the training, the Muay Thai training is what gives me the balance. I couldn't do any of it. That's the epicenter of everything I do. Training for it, getting prepared for class. Without that, I can't imagine being able to like carry and like do these projects and stuff.
So you're just crushing it daily, dude.
But it's hard. And that's one thing I've learned. If you commit to something for 5 years out here wholeheartedly and keep your foot on the pedal, something will give. You'll get blessed by the universe.
I think they say 90 days habit develops. That's what they say.
Yeah.
How do you manage your sobriety out here as a civilian? And how does that differ from managing sobriety within a correctional setting?
My sobriety has been, it's been fine. I have indulged in marijuana a little bit. It's been good for my, my anxiety. There has not been any downsides other than it might cause me to eat unhealthy. But, you know, I'm not a drinker. I don't do anything like that. I had not the greatest experience in the Narcotics Anonymous, like in the meetings.
Out here in the real world?
Yeah. My experience wasn't good, which caused me to kind of like reject that.
Let me ask you this. So was it because one bad meeting or several bad meetings?
Well, first I would say it would be because my mom identified as, you know, Narcotics Anonymous, and then, you know, what happened with her and, you know, not seeing her success in addiction maybe caused me to be, you know, a bit resentful for him. But also, yeah, when the literature itself is what is my foundation. That blue book, the principles, the 12 steps, all that is my foundation. Now, I think in terms of the fellowship where I'm from, I just went in there and what I saw in there was not people walking the walk. And plus, I come from a structured environment. These people, a lot of them are coming from, you know, the streets or whatever, their addiction, and that's their structure. I already come from. I don't need structure. I just need like some information. And what I saw in that structure didn't match with the material, and I was super turned off by it.
Really?
Yeah, super turned off by it.
Now, do you need how do you feel about fellowship?
And what do you mean in terms of?
Would you feel that would be beneficial to you in your sobriety?
With other addicts?
With others.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, some of my best friends and the people I love are members of Narcotics Anonymous. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying now.
So it's not like, you know, what works for them, it just didn't work for me at all.
Okay.
At all.
Do you know how long your film is going to be? Like an hour and a half, 2 hours, or you have?
So I wish my partner Raul Perez, the producer.
I thought you were supposed to bring him, man. I think we had said, hey, bring the dude.
Yeah, I wanted to bring a Raul Perez. Just a great dude, a great filmmaker. You know, he's changing my life. You know, he had to work today, but
I get it.
He would have the number, but it's a 120-page script.
Okay.
And, you know, I see a regular feature-length film, which is what we're trying to make.
And is it going to capture inside the California prison system?
Yeah, it's gonna be in there. We're actually looking at different locations now, like Central Juvenile Hall. It would be impossible probably to get on a prison yard. I don't even know if you want to get on with this crazy.
I mean, they're closing down a bunch, so I'm sure you might be able to finagle something.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're on it. We got a great team, and that's the crazy part about it. Like, I got a team. There's a lifer team. There's 4 people, and we're just working every single day.
So right now, you guys are acquiring the funding for the film?
That's the goal. So we're acquiring the funding to create a 4 to 6 minute trailer, which will capture, if you see the sizzle reel, you're going to be moved by it. It's really powerful. Now, what we want to do, we wrote a treatment, and we want to create the trailer, which will be the trailer for the movie. All the big hitting moments. We're going to take that trailer. We're going to go to the American film market. We're going to go to the festivals, and we're going to try to have the success that Grunt did, hopefully.
Yeah, dude.
You know, and it's a movie that this trailer, if you see it, it's impossible for you to not be bought in and want to be a part of it or know that it's something special. It's really, really something special. When we were shopping the script around, a lot of agents notorious for like shredding scripts and being really rough said, wow, like it's impactful. It's hitting on all kind of levels. Like it's really a really good product.
Well, I mean, I believe God puts certain people on this earth for their purpose, dude. And I think that is your purpose, man. As shitty as your first half life experience was, dude.
And when that issue with my family, I was in a rage and I was really messed up for a long time. When I got through that and I let it go, everything opened up.
It's fucking powerful, man.
It's insane. And I feel it. Like I don't really get tired anymore. It's just I feel moved by something greater than myself.
Do you have gratitude in your life today?
Unimaginable gratitude. Unimaginable. Yeah.
What are some things you're grateful for?
Just being able to push myself, like in Muay Thai, my body, this film, to see how far I could possibly take this. Like, I'm a lifer who was written off. I was dead in the water. And now, like, who knows? Not who knows. Like, I know, like, this could be like a film that touches every state in America, that moves people, that changes lives. I can open some doors and create platforms, and people need that, because why not? Like, why not? Could it not be the biggest, most impactful film? Like, why can we not imagine it? There was a time when I couldn't see past the day room. I didn't look above the fence line, the barbed wire, until like I changed my life. And then I started looking at the sky.
That's a fucking
That's a
fact,
reality.
dude. When you're in a prison, you don't get to see over that fence, dude.
But when you sit at that back window at your desk, you have that little window. I used to always, you sit back there and write your letters. You just look at the next yard facility. But in my later years in Ironwood, when I was changed, it'd be up, the sky, the stars.
They get hot as hell in Ironwood? There in the summer?
Yeah, 126 degrees. You can see the heat.
I'm from
yard
that area,
recall,
dude.
yeah.
I'm from that fucking area, bro.
Yeah, they would do yard recall. It'd be so hot.
Have you gone back to any prison at all since you've been out?
No, I've been to some juvenile facilities.
Okay.
I could have gone to Ironwood with the guys. Maybe it was like a year after I got out. I just wasn't ready to go right back in yet.
Right.
Yeah, I
No, that
wasn't
makes
ready.
sense. That's understandable. I was just wondering if you had done that.
Yeah.
And then you still in contact with Zach Scow? I came
Yeah.
on a California Insider with him.
I was just with him the other night. We were in Malibu for a rescue foundation, and I was telling him too, like, hands down, that's the best conversation on the internet right now about like the state affairs in CDCR. Straight up, I talk to people on the phone constantly. There's nothing more accurate than what you guys said.
Let's talk about it, man. We'll talk about this. We'll
Yeah.
get real in depth to this, man. What is your perception on society and on people, individual people? I'm not talking about you wearing a blue inmate attire or me wearing a green jumpsuit. How do you define a man or woman today?
Like in terms of
Individualism.
Yeah.
Because you know the prison system will warp your fucking mind.
Yeah, I
man.
mean, when we were in Corcoran on that 4-yard, there was a condom dispenser in the day room.
Correct. They're everywhere now.
Oh, they are?
They're everywhere now.
That was like the biggest joke. We'd always get him and like throw him under here. Hey, we go here. What's the condoms you asked for? And throw them in front of the door.
But what I'm saying is, I believe that the world is blinded by biases and stereotypes.
Yeah, it's really especially coming out here not I guess being politically correct with changes really constantly. It's difficult, but I think people know I come from a not a negative space or whatever, but it's a lot. It's really a lot to take in. You know what I think about? I remember years ago when who's that Olympian guy that turned into the woman? Bruce Jenner. I remember I was in prison at that time, and there was a big 2020, and I told myself, you know what? I'm gonna try to. This was a completely foreign topic for me, so I'm like, I'm gonna try to really listen and see what's happening here.
Okay.
And
that's how it starts, man. And then
exactly. But then when I just I don't understand it. I there's a lot of things out here that I don't understand. I'm learning a lot of the basic things, so that's like a heavy topic of things that I haven't really fully processed yet.
But what I was getting to is that interview was myself and Zach Scow, how hard it is to explain to society the different variables inside a California prison setting.
It's almost it's impossible. It's like unless you're there, it's only something you can have over time with instincts.
Correct.
Like you can, like I was telling somebody the other day, I got stabbed in my first year. So for the rest of my prison time, whenever there would be something that was going to happen on the yard of stabbing, even if I know these two guys were going to hit this guy in the basketball court, the tension would still rattle my cage because it was associated with that stabbing all the way 29 years in the game. Like I already know it has nothing to do with me. It's still like, dang. I don't know if everybody was going down. I bet they were because everybody stopped working out and they're doing all this. That's, tension. But that wears on you over years and years. Even when I got to Ironwood, I was on point. Like it was a level 4 yard. And then I realized like these dudes are wearing headphones in both ears on this yard. Like nobody's tripping on nothing.
That was something you observed? That they had headphones in both?
You do not bring headphones onto a level 4 yard. You do not let your butt touch the ground. These people are sitting on the grass on their butt.
So in the past, when you were on those real level 4 yards, like you guys would purposely not put both in one ear?
You don't even if you even take them out to yard, they'll throw that shit in your pocket, homie. Yeah, for sure.
So everybody was ready.
Yeah, I mean, just in case. Hey, what about, we used to get the one going around, hey, wear your blues out there. Like, what the fuck does that mean,
They should tell you guys where your blues
everybody
out
goes
there?
out there in the blues.
We as COs would always
catch that?
We'd be like, fuck.
Or at least blue tops. Like,
no, we'd be like, oh, they all shaved their fucking heads, man. They're all wearing boots.
What's happening? Why are these fools matching? Yeah, there was something happening right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, some homies, they get some idea of like how they're going to, plan out this pegada right here. And let's get everybody wearing blues and, something crazy like.
There's actually a skit on that. It's called Mexican Have On Boots. Have you seen it?
No.
It's fucking hilarious, dude. It's about what we just talked about.
Hey, you know who I was messaging with the other guy? The guy that says, no more closed doors. Remember that movie, the Friday movie? No more closed doors. Yeah.
That's hilarious, man. So, again, tell the audience where they can find you on Instagram, where they can purchase your book, and then where they could donate for the film, dude.
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram at FreeBliss1. I'm right there on my profile is me with my pitbull puppy that I adopted a year ago. I have a book on there, From Life Sentence to New Beginning. It's an audiobook. It's on wherever audiobooks are sold, Spotify, Apple. But my biggest thing is this Lifer movie. This is a story that we have to tell. And the greatest part about it is we're going in front of like these production companies, and a lot of it, we've already created a lot of funds like from the people. So it shows an interest in the movie, a desire for this kind of story.
Sweet.
And we've got a team with the best intentions. I've always promised every dollar pledged, any kind of support or collaboration, we welcome it. And I will be a good custodian of it. I will honor the pledge. I will honor this message. And I will try to take it as far and wide as I can. Bruce Lee had a quote, something about every man has a duty to like stretch himself to the limit. And I got a second chance. I don't know how much time I have left. I wasted a whole bunch. I'm going to try to pack as much as I can into this.
Now you're doing it, man. You're doing the Lord's work, dude. And I appreciate you. Thanks again, Brian, for coming on, bro. It's always a pleasure. It's always good to catch up with you, man, and see what's new, dude.
Yeah. And thank you for everything. Like, for the people that don't know, like, you've helped me in my personal life. I appreciate you, man. You've been a legit guy in my life.
I got you, man.
Right on.
So, Cool. There you guys have it, folks. Another banger for you guys. Again, the first episode of season 2. If you like what you saw, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Love you. Keep pushing forward.
Unhinged mind, Hector's legend engraved. Living life raw, never been tamed. From the hood to the pen, truth and tales pen. Hector Bravo unhinged, story never ends.